Hello loves, and welcome back to Life with CheKesha. It is your girl, and you already know what today's video is. Come on, say it with me. It is Wind Down Wednesday. Happy Wind Down Wednesday to you all, and I am super excited about today's wine. And if you want to see what we're sipping on today, keep watching. All right, love. So before we get into today's video, I want to welcome back all of my sip fam. Thank you for coming in to check out another Wind Down Wednesday video. This video is somewhat significant to what's about to happen this weekend. But before I get into all of that, let's go ahead and get all the formalities out the way. So if this is your first time tuning in, thank you for watching my channel. Like I said in one of my previous vlogs, my channel is like Target. You're going to get a little bit of everything. You're going to tune in not knowing that you really needed to hear something and finding out that you really needed to hear it once it hits you, okay? So that's what we're doing over here, giving you all the things, making sure you get all the real life experience from your girl. And with all that being said, make sure you do me a favor before we get any further in the video. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button and as well the notification bell so you never miss any of my videos. All right, disclaimer, the boy is home for the summer. So if you hear any, extra voices, it's him playing the video game. And I'm not going to delete none of it because it's a joy to be able to still have him in the house, because once he get a little bit older, he gonna want to be hanging out with his friends for the summer. So I am for it. All right, so today's wine is super like on trend for the season. It is rosé season. Everybody gets into their rosé for the summer, whether it's a sparkling rosé or a flat rosé, a sweeter rosé, or a more acidic rosé. Whatever type of rosé drinker you are, this is the season. But y'all know your girl, I'm not a seasonal wine drinker. Whatever my palate likes is drinking when the spring, summer, fall. Okay. So another thing is this weekend is National Rosé Weekend. Probably anywhere you go in your city, it's going to be something that is going to be celebrating Rosé Day. Even here in Richmond, we have quite a few festivities. Me and a couple of my friends are going to a rosé soiree on Saturday, so I will be vlogging that, so y'all can check that out. And as well, super upset. This will be the second time I missed it. First time I didn't know about it. This time it just was not something that I could plan for, but they have the big rosé event out at the National Harbor in DC. Bummed I'm gonna miss it, but it's okay. It'll be another time, and I might could actually go to another state next year if they still have it, because I think they had it in Atlanta, they had one in Texas, and I can't remember the other place. But maybe next year I can plan in advance and travel, because sometimes you don't want to do stuff in your hometown, see the same people all the time. You want to party with some new folks, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's wine. So disclaimer, I've already filmed a portion of the video, so when you see the bottle, it's because it's already been included in some previous content, but I'm gonna go ahead and still pop it on the screen so you can see it. So I'm also gonna actually put a side by side, because I did film like the bottle before I opened it and all of those things. But this is a Rosé d'Anjou. Not sure if I'm saying that right. And this week you should be able to see the bottle the correct way, because I had my camera the wrong way. But this is a rosé from France, and it was harvested in 2020. And I'm going to be very honest, I am not a rosé girl. I have only found one rosé that I like, and it's by Cooper's Hawk, and it's more of a bubbly. And so I did have one a couple of Thanksgivings ago, which was good, but it just wasn't that rosé that just made me say I will buy a couple of bottles and keep it in my wine fridge or with my wines that I store. But this one right here, it is so good. So it's got a lot of fancy things on here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but it got some type of, you know, gold seal. So I'm just going to read the back of the wine label. I love to read the back of the wine label. And I like to try to drink the wine first before I read it, but because I've already consumed 2 glasses of this over the weekend, I already know what it tastes like. So we're going to go ahead and read this. So I really, really love this label because it's giving you all the information that you need. So it starts by saying that a family, a story of passion. Since 1855, 6 generations of Bougrier have mastered the art of winemaking in LOREZ Valley. So it creates delicate and supple wines. We wish you a great pleasure in tasting our wines. So it goes into saying that this beautiful rosé is a crisp with strawberry and raspberry aromas, and you can taste the strawberries. It's almost like it's, you know, to me, like when I'm drinking wines that aren't sweet but are real fruit forward, it's always to me like a underripe kind of flavor because it's not sweet, you know, when you bite into it. But we'll get into that when I taste it. And then I like the fact that it tells you how to chill this. And I just kind of found out about how to, you know, chill and warm up your wines by watching a video. And I'll include it. It's a sommelier that I follow. He comes on Bon Appetit's channel, and he's always giving the knowledge. So I'm going to share a little bit of gems that I picked up from him. But it says to keep this chilled at 50 to 54 degrees and it's good for barbecues, salads, spicy food, poultry dishes. So the alcohol content on this is, I know I saw it earlier, it's 11%. So it's a nice, not too high, not too low, but it has a nice alcohol content on here. And like I said, it is amazing. And I am not by far a rosé drinker, but this rosé is good. And you'll be seeing some things pop up on the screen with some of the wine details and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and pour me a glass, and I'm going to talk about what I'm tasting and give you some tips and tricks that I just picked up from the sommelier that was on the Bon Appetit channel. All right, so I'm serving it in a champagne flute, in which you can serve your wine in pretty much whatever you want to. For me, when I'm doing my reds, I prefer to have it in a bigger wine glass that has more of a bowl, so I can, you know, swirl it and aerate it a little bit. But when I'm getting into like my white wines and my sweeter wines, I tend to go for more aesthetic glasses than, you know, the traditional wine glasses that they recommend for different types of wine. I do still always pretty much hold my wine glasses by the stem. If I do hold it like this, it's more so just to be switching and interchanging, or I may try to hold it like this, only because I don't want to alter the temperature too much. Because when you're altering the temperature, it does change the flavoring. Just like when you put on perfume. If you're super cold, you're going to, you know, you might not really smell the notes of the perfume. But as your body temperature heats up, some of the notes may be a little more aromatic than when you're not hot. Same kind of concept with the wine. As you add heat to it, it's going to change some of the taste. That's why a lot of wines have a specific temperature that is best to serve it, so you can really taste those flavors. So what I learned, I already knew, like with red wines, you want them to be more like at a room temperature pace. But what he mentioned was that the best way to do your wines when you are doing a wine that is red that's supposed to be room temperature, what you want to do is to, like an hour before you serve it, throw it in the refrigerator. I believe that's what he said, but I will, like I said, link the video so you can really get all the tea. And then like with the white wines that you keep in the refrigerator, take them out like 30-ish minutes to an hour before you serve it, because all the wines, you know, are just better at certain temperatures. So with all that being said, this has set out a little bit. I took it out before I poured it. It's probably not 50 something degrees, but it has a nice little chill on there. And we're going to go ahead and sip it and see what it tastes like. It's even better the next day, for real. It's almost like spaghetti. It's always good the next day, right? So off the bat, when it hits the palate, I can taste the strawberries and the raspberries. Normally it's hard for me to differentiate. Yo, you know your girl gonna mess up a word. And I'll tell you, ever since I've been wearing my aligners, my speech has just been really weird. But anyway, so you can definitely taste the strawberries and the raspberries. The finish, I want to say it's probably a medium finish. Like, I still taste it, but it's not lingering. A lot of times, you know, when you have a longer finish, it just sits on your palate a lot longer. Like, you can still taste it. I can taste it a little bit. It's not overpowering. That's why I'm saying it's a medium finish, in my opinion. Also, as I'm tasting it, I can definitely taste like it's not super ripe. It's like, you know, when you have one of those strawberries, when you bite into it, it looks like it's gonna be sweet, but you bite it and it's like, it's a little tart, but it's still edible. That's that strawberry taste that I'm getting on here. So let's take another sip, and this time I'm going to swirl in my mouth to kind of aerate it and open up the flavors. Yes, when I do that, it definitely hits in the back of my palate with that a little bit of acidity. And sorry, my devices are not cooperating with me today, but I'm tasting a little bit of that acidity. But it's not bitter. That's what I like about this rosé. Most flat rosés, when I say flat, is because it doesn't have any bubbles or, you know, fizz. It's just flat, plain, whatever. Most white rosés I don't like because it tastes a little more brute, more like it just don't have a taste to me, or it has like a stale taste. But this is very fruit forward, and when I say fruit forward, it does not mean sweet. So if you're looking for a sweet rosé, this is not it. But if you want something to try to you know, if you're trying to grow your palate, I would definitely say that this is a nice one to try. Definitely, since this is rosé season, they're having like brunches on the lawn and all these different types of events. Just buy the bottle, and, you know, at the end of the day, somebody gonna end up drinking it. You know, doing little wine parties and wine tastings with your friends are the perfect time to try wines that you are not sure that you're gonna like, because there's gonna always be somebody in the group that prefers one wine over the other. So if it's like about 6 of you, you can do like a flight of 6 different wines, and then at the end of the party, whoever liked that wine the best takes whatever is left over, and you can take that home. Hey, I think I just came up with a party. I don't think anybody ever did that. That just came off the top of my head. So yeah, so do a flight party. You know, everybody brings a bottle, and whoever likes, you know, now if 2 people like the same bottle, then y'all can flip a coin and figure out who likes it, you know, who wins. But it's a good way, again, just like when you go to restaurants and you do tastings, you don't always like what you taste, but you have the opportunity to taste something that you wouldn't normally buy. So if you do a flight party, like I said, I think I just made that up. If you do a flight party, let me know in the comments how it goes. I don't have a lot of friends that's into wine, so me doing a flight party would just be me by myself. And so that wouldn't really be a party, would it? Anyway, so that's just my little idea. So I definitely would say, because the season that I'm in with my wine journey, I want to have a wine from each varietal that I like. Because, again, one of the things that I said when I first started doing this Wine Down Wednesdays is that not all varietals are going to taste the exact same. You have your region and your climates that's going to make the varietal taste different. Whatever, you know, whatever ingredients that they're adding in with that varietal is going to, and when I say varietal, that means a grape. So like a Pinot Noir grape, a Moscato grape, a Cabernet Sauvignon grape, a Riesling grapes. It's a lot of different grapes that by themselves have a certain taste to it. But then when they start adding other type of notes and fruits and tannins and things like that, it changes the flavor. That's why you might have, prime example, I love Meiomi's Pinot Noir and their Cabernet Sauvignon, but it's a lot sweeter than if I was to get a Josh Cabernet Sauvignon or Pinot Noir. Different makers, different notes and things like that they use, and then also depending on how long the that grape was growing before they harvested. You get a grape that was harvested in 2020 from one winemaker that tastes different from another, because that grape might have been growing for 10 years and then they decided, hey, 2020 is the time to pick it. You might have another winemaker that says, hey, this wine has been growing for 5 years. We want a young grape. Let's pick it now. Prime example, Sun Goddess, they use younger grapes. So their grapes aren't fully developed, so it's going to taste a little bit different. And then depending on the fruits, are you doing an overripe fruit, an underripe fruit? All of those things are going to change the taste of one varietal. So I say that to say is that rosé, they use different varietals to create it. Like I have the one that I like for Thanksgiving was made with a Pinot Noir grape, and that's why I liked it. Now it wasn't one that I like. If I couldn't find another, if I wouldn't have found this, I probably would have bought that again. But now that I found this one, I really love this one. I'm in love with this one. And when I do my total wine run, I will probably get some more. Hopefully when I go to the rosé event, I'll get introduced to something else, because I love wine. I love how it makes me feel. I love the experience that it gives me when I'm drinking it and when I'm reading the labels and things like that. So I'm like a collector, like of all my Starbucks cups. I'm becoming a collector of wine, right? But anyway, so I'm really enjoying this rosé. This is definitely my number one pick. And then my number two pick is the bubbly rosé from Cooper's Hawk. If you have a Cooper's Hawk in your area, go and try it out. One thing, and this is, even though I talk about possibly canceling my Cooper's Hawk membership, it does not mean that I still don't love Cooper's Hawk, because that's one of my favorite restaurants, because you can go and you can ask them about a wine and they will bring you a sample. So you can sample your wines at your table when you're doing dinner. So if you're not sure that you may like, a Chenin Blanc, you like, well, can I taste this? And they'll bring you a sample to taste. So, when you go into restaurants, ask for a sample. 9 times out of 10, they're going to let you sample it before you buy it, because it's easier to give you a little bit than it is to give you a whole glass, and then you complain and you try to send it back and they can't take it back, then you mad. So let's just alleviate that. Start asking for samples when you go out to eat. Most restaurants will not give you a sample if you ask for it. Especially if you come in there like, I want to try something different. What does this one taste like? Is there any way that I can get a sample? You come with that confidence, like, sure. And then you get and if you get the right waitress, she'll give you enough samples. You don't even need to order no wine. So there you go. Love it. So I'm gonna, it's still, as you can see, the sunshine is shining in. I don't know why I didn't close the curtain, but I was just excited about getting this out to you all. Let me know in the comments if you are trying this along with me. If I try to always get my Wind Down Wednesday videos out by midnight. So when you see the title and you see the name, you're able to get the wine and sip it as you're watching the video with me to see if you're feeling the same vibes that I'm feeling, or even something different. So with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and go. If you have tasted this wine, let me know in the comments. If you are trying it along with me or are going to try it, let me know in the comments. Because the more y'all engage with me, the more YouTube also knows that y'all like this kind of content, and you'll be able to never miss one of these videos because the algorithm be acting real crazy. Real crazy. But anyway, so if you have any other rosé suggestions, let me know in the comments. Like, I'm always open to try some different things. And I will leave the link to this wine and this wine glass in the description box if you're interested. And I call all them wine glasses because at the end of the day, it's some type of varietal grape that's going in the glass. And sometimes I'll even put like a non-alcoholic drink in here. Like if I want to do a sparkling infused fruit. Somebody tried to cover me in the comments when I said infused. They was like, just call it fruit with water. Listen, it's fancier. If you're watching, you say tomatoes, I say tomatoes. They all the same thing. But anyway, so drop me a comment if you have a suggestion of another rosé that you would like me to taste, or just a recommendation, whether or not you want me to, you know, record it and talk about it, or just to try it in my own downtime. Next week I will probably be going a little bit sweeter. I told myself after I did that first video that I came back with saying that I ain't want to do Moscatos, the wine fairies got a way of being like, oh, you gonna do some Moscatos, because some of the wines that I've been trying out have been having Moscato grapes in it, and they haven't been that sweet because of the underripe fruits that they've been putting in there. So I got a couple of Moscatos that I'm gonna try with y'all. Okay, look, your girl, I'm trying to be all inclusive. Ain't that right? Yeah, all inclusive. Like we all get to try stuff. So all right, so I've rambled enough. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you give me a big old thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you never miss any of my videos, whether it's a Wind Down Wednesday, a vlog, or a planner related video. I got it all for you. So as always, when you're drinking your wine, just always remember it's not just a bottle of wine, it's an experience in a glass. So until next time, loves, peace.